Hey, how's it going? How's it going? All right, today is day 61 on the manifestation journey. I forgot to put on my lapel, so hopefully you can hear me over the sounds. I apologize in advance. Hopefully I won't be on long. Looks like I only have about 20 minutes left as far as space-wise, so I just wanted to come on here and talk about another very controversial, sensitive topic, and that is intimacy. And again, I'm speaking from personal experiences, both individually and from the context and standpoint of being a man. Okay? So, how do I begin this one? So, you're complaining, you're being ladies, right? You're complaining, you're saying not enough sex, or, the intimacy is not there, or what have you. Okay? Now, a whole host of things could be happening, but I'm going to tell you from personal experience and from the experience of being a man, okay? And so, you can complain all you want to. I'm going to just jump out there and say that. You can complain all you want to. That is not going to ever contribute to you obtaining that which you are complaining you are not getting. Never. It never will work that way. Why? Because for the most part, there is a lot of testosterone and ego involved in the performance, enjoyment of the thing we call sex when it comes to a male. Okay? We pride ourselves on our performance. Okay? We want to know that we made your toes curl. That is what we always shoot for. It's almost a twisted fetish. To say that we made her make sounds she has never made before. Just keeping it real. If there are any children in the room, let's have an adult conversation. So I'll give you a second here to ask them to leave. Hopefully you're not blasting this on YouTube on your big screen television with children around, all right? Just ask them to leave for a second, for a little bit. All right, so we want to know that is what is taking place, that we made you squirm and wiggle and, breathe a certain way. We want to know that boosts our ego and our morale. We know we did something. We know we're great or good at what we do. So with that being said, you can take the imagination wherever you will. But with that being said, to now later on in the relationship, when perhaps the passion has dwindled, all right, for you to complain about it, or complain about the amount that you're getting or not getting, strikes at that confidence, that morale, and that ego. So, guess what? It's going to probably get worse. It's going to probably get worse. And then it's going to get emotional, obviously, and then it's going to get there's going to be anger, all of those stages of grief. That's what's going to be experienced. It's going to become personal. Then you ain't going to want to talk. You ain't going to want to lay together. You ain't going to want to be in the same room. You're going to be facing one way and they're going to be facing the other way on purpose. He gonna be running from you like Al Bundy. Remember, Married with Children? Peg, we had sex last month. right? He don't even want a rubber booty no more. He put that glove on to rubber. And she'd be like, "Can you just rub my booty, my butt?" I'm just saying that's what it is, right? We know it. And so let me just help you out, ladies. Let me just help you out. Don't do that. Don't strike at that ego, whatever. If anything, you want to goose it. You want to make it seem like ain't nothing wrong as far as his performance goes. All right, if there are extenuating circumstances, then they don't apply. If there's abuse and there's all kinds of different issues, and he's just a jerk and he's calling you all out your name and abusing you and your children and all that kind of stuff, that's an extenuating circumstance. I'm not even talking from that. I'm talking to competent adults who suffer usual symptoms of longevity in a relationship. You get bored. I'm talking about that. Okay, we'll talk about the other one later. So you don't want to strike at that ego. If anything, you want to play psychological games like my mom used to. I remember she used to get me to do something. She would basically compliment my strength as a young boy. Ooh, could you help me out? You are so strong. I really need you to, lift this or put this over here, and you're much stronger than I am. Those in a complimentary way. You might want to use tactics like that. And if you don't, and you can't be somewhat fake or phony about it, fake it till you make it. If you can't do that and you can't perform in that way, certainly don't strike at his ego when it comes to sex, okay? Or, intimacy. Now, let's talk about other reasons, or the reasons why you may be at that point, or he may be at that point. So if he feels undermined, it could be a situation where your sister came over, right? And it's you and your sister, and he is there, and y'all all get into a disagreement, and you jump on with your sister, and it appears to him that both of you are ganging up on him. I can assure you, and I promise you, that even if he smiles and walks off, it's eating him up. It's eating him up. Now, you can make this an issue about pride and the percentage of narcissism that he has and all. Is any of that going to matter when you want to be intimate and you're not getting it and you're lacking in it? Does it even matter whether he's being narcissistic, he was being narcissistic, or he was being prideful, in his position? It's just the fact that his lady, his woman, is standing with somebody else, perhaps in his own house or in your house, right? I'm not talking about as to whether who was right or wrong. I'm just saying the fallout will be the results that he felt undermined. He felt like his is going against him and siding with somebody else. And so that right there is no different psychologically than you undermining his sexual prowess, his libido, or complaining about it, his performance, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's no different in our minds. We're very singularly minded, right? When it's about sex, we all on sex. That's all we think about. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's true. You know that. And so, likewise, okay, when he's offended, the sex drive dries up. Ask me how I know. Because I'm a guy. I'm a man. I'm telling you what I know, not what I'm hypothesizing about or conjecturing. It's not just conjecture. I literally I go through this. So I'm sharing this with you, ladies. You're welcome. So Now, let me tell you, before we go on, let me tell you why this goes awry. Why this goes awry, why this all breaks down and turns out into either a breakup or a knockdown, drag out argument or fight. The reason is because now both sides, you're now lacking in sex, so you're taking it personal. Now he ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Or you're complaining to your girlfriend or putting it on Facebook. Why would you do that? Anyways. You know, and he is still injured by the aforementioned events. You know, whether you sided with somebody against him, he feels undermined, or you complained about his sex or whatever like that, right? And so now neither side are apologizing because guess what? You feel like you're right. And you probably are right. You're probably pissed off you're not getting any sex. It's a fact you're not getting any sex. So you're pissed off about that. And he's pissed off because, nah, man, I can't even believe she sided with, you know, somebody against me in my own crib. Like, I'm a dude, I'm a guy. Like, she should know she shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all are right. Both of y'all are right. But in order for you to relate or have relations, there has to be a type of compromise. You got to work together, right? We got to work together at this thing. Right or wrong matters little at that particular point in time. And that's what we got to realize. Let's put the right and wrong decision to the side for a moment, and let's deal with the situation. In the medical industry, we all know that the pharmaceuticals and the medical practices, they don't necessarily cure anything. What do? They treat the symptoms. They treat the symptoms. They dull the pain. They medicate you and whatever. They make you, they manage pain. It's pain management. They're not curing anything. Okay? And so, likewise in this scenario, we need to put the right and wrong of the situation to the side for a moment. And we still got to function. We still got to pay bills. We still got to get up and go to work. We still got to sleep in the same bed. We still got to raise these children. We still got to do the do. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fact. When we put who's right or wrong in front of the actual fact that we got to coexist, we got to relate, we got to have relations, we got to do this together, we're supposed to be a partnership. When we put it in the reverse order, everything breaks down. And so, again, you don't want to strike at the libido, or complain about the libido or his lack of performance or all that kind of stuff, or, you know, the frequency to him. You don't want to do that, all right? And you don't want to let him know that you're complaining to anybody else. Oh, no. All right? Remember, male testosterone and ego it's there. I mean, we already know it. We already know it, so let's act like we already know that. So we're gonna be up against that. Ladies, you're gonna be up against that off jump, right? Let's not make the situation worse. Let's just realize that that is the case. That is a human condition. That is not just your guy. That is not just your guy. It's not just him. It's all guys. 100% across the board. You're going to deal with that 100% across the board. So just face that fact. All right? Again, we're discussing this because we want to build healthy relations between men and women, and we want to have the discussions and the talks that nobody is talking about, or if they did, they're not talking about it anymore. We want to have the discussions that the powers that were, the powers that be, the upper echelon don't want you to have, you know, that would encourage unity and bring us together. All right, bring the beauty of men and women being together back again, not separated. Or you know, not by race, you know, gender, if you know, whatever, or any other, you know, circumstantial situations. We don't want that division anymore. Keep that somewhere else. We don't want that. So it's time to come together and work this out. And we could do that just by having simple conversations like we're doing right now. All right. So that's the purpose. It's been 14 minutes. I don't want to make these extremely long, but those are the things you do not want to do. All right. If he does not appear to be aroused or sexually into you or intimate with you, there is a legitimate reason. All you got to do is get to that reason. If you can just get past the personal feeling that you have as far as, well, I feel like, you know, he just disrespected me. I feel like, you know, is there somebody else out there? Of course there's somebody else out there. You didn't know that? Yes, there's somebody else out there. Just like for you, there's always another man. There's always another girl. The question is there value enough in him, or is there value enough in you to stay together? Value is the amount that somebody is willing to pay for something or sacrifice for something. If I've been with you for 15 years, there's a doggone good reason why. All you got to do is help me remember what it is. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, ladies. If it seems like he's not into you, go back and find out how you got him in the first place. Don't reinvent the wheel unless it's absolutely necessary. If he's about to walk out and you really don't want him to walk out, you may have to reinvent the wheel. It might be time for a new haircut. It might be time to stop listening to the ladies at the church who tell you how to dress respectfully and all this kind of stuff. Because you might need to put on something to soup it up again, to get that passion going again in your home. I'm not saying, and sometimes out. Sometimes a healthy amount of jealousy is good. And there has to be an element of, I miss you, lady. If there is none of that, the relationship's gonna, either the relationship's gonna die or the passion's gonna die, or both. I'm just letting you know, as a man. Listen, you know how I know it ain't necessarily my libido, speaking from the perspective of men, because you know what? If I went out to the club tonight, all it would take is a chick that's nice in shape. She got the right stuff on. She got the good perfume on, and she Google-eyeing me. You know, Oogle-eyeing me. Google-eyeing? Oogle-eye. That's all she got to do. Guess what? My libido's ready. So guess what, ladies? If you want that, guess what you got to do? And the other upload, in closing, other upload, I was talking about the things that females wear, the things that you ladies wear, and sending off the wrong messages and being accountable for that. That was not indicting you for your sexuality. What I'm saying is, if you put it out there and a guy goes for it, then don't blame him for going for it. You put your for sale sign out there, you look good, dang. You shapely, you thick. You know what I'm saying? You good. So guys are going to be attracted to that. You put the bait out there, right? Okay, likewise. I'm not telling you don't dress sexy. You might need to do that for your guy. To remind him again, it was me. I'm still here. Yes, I had 3 kids. You know? Yes, I put on some weight, baby, but I know how to work this weight. You remember. I'm still here. That's what I'm talking about. All right? So you got to do your part too. All right? Yes, he might have been the aggressor in the past. He was the aggressor. Oh, you were all at me at one time. You jumped my bones anytime. Oh, shit. As soon as you saw some skin, you were jumping on me. Now, I ain't good enough. Now you rolling over the other way, looking at your porn on your phone and all that kind of stuff, and you ignoring me. Ladies, remind him of what it was and what it does. Remind him. All right? He might have been the aggressor, my point is, lastly, but sometimes the roles need to flip. Sometimes you just be the aggressor. All you got to do is stimulate a little bit. You know, you got to do a little something. Some of y'all ladies, you know what I mean? You just want to lay there and, you know what I mean? That ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. Because that's not what you were doing when we first got together. Why everybody changing up their roles now, but you expected me to act the same way I was acting when we met? Nah, it take both of us on everything. That's the way it is. All right, I'm going to tell you the truth, or I'm not going to tell you anything at all. With that being said, thank you for tuning in. It's been 19 minutes. I'm going to have to do some dumps because I almost took up the full 20. Love ya. Take it easy. You got any questions or you need any advice from me on these topics or whatever? I'm only speaking from experience. Hey, you can love it or hate it. You can put me down because I don't have a letter behind my name or something like that, to give you advice or whatever. Fine. Whatever. If you don't need it, don't take it. All right? But I'm speaking from experience. The hard knocks, right? So I'm going to tell you what's true from a male perspective. All right? If you can use it, then use it. Talk to you soon. Peace.